My name is Jim. I live in Texas, and this is part 2 of my Ninja walk-around video. I'm just going to cover some of the personal equipment that I have that I wear when I'm riding. This is my helmet, the most important piece of gear. This is an HJC Cymax 1 modular helmet. They call it a modular helmet because it's got this piece that swings up or down while you're wearing the helmet. So it's really a full face helmet technically, because a 3/4 helmet when it's up like this, because your whole face is exposed. Then when it comes down, notice the locking mechanism there. It'll lock with a click. You get a nice click, and it'll lock. And then it's it's almost as good as a full face helmet. These are fairly controversial in some quarters because I've heard people tell me this is just a bug guard and it'll just come right off in an accident. There, I have seen some real pictures of people who've had the failures of the modular mechanism and gotten some facial injuries, although not really horrendous ones. They have had an issues with them. But I consider the convenience, and particularly the ability to lift that up at stoplights and get a little air in there to talk to people without seeming like you're Darth Vader, and just to the general convenience of it, to be quite high and worth a little bit of extra risk of this mechanism failing, and it does not fail often. I've read one objective test done with real test equipment, running it through the DOT and Snell tests, and it passes with the visors all the way down. Now, for some reason, Snell does not test modular helmets, so or the manufacturers don't submit them, so it's only a DOT approved helmet. It has a real good visor. The visor's optically, I won't say it's close to optically perfect. The bars really surprised me. I remembered visors from the 70s, and they were so distorted and warped and horrible that nobody ever wore them. This visor is very, very precise, optically speaking, and it's a little dirty now. I need to clean it, but I use Plexus, a spray-on stuff called Plexus, to clean it. But it's no distortion visor. It doesn't give you a headache. You can wear it for hours and hours, and it's just fine. You can run down the road. You can crack it. It's got a real nice, you hear the click. It's got a real nice, steady, sturdy mechanism. So you can go down with this thing, click a couple of clicks up, and it lets plenty of air in there. It still protects you from bugs. Although they have one bug managed to come in through here, which just made me wonder how people ride their bikes without helmets. How do they deal with the bugs? I don't understand it. Some of the bugs that have hit this visor are the size of golf balls, and they'd have knocked me out. This is something that's hard to get. This is a skull cap. It dates back to my days as a navigator in the Air Force. I think it was made for me in Angeles City in the Philippines in about 1980 by a tailor there. It's a skull cap. I highly recommend it. It makes wearing a helmet a lot more comfortable. Every pilot and navigator and crew member in the Air Force who wears a helmet, almost probably 98% of them wear a skull cap. I've seen a few of them in motorcycle stores. Cycle Gadgets has something like this. If you go to Google flight suits and look for stores that sell flight suits online, a lot of the flight suit people have skull caps. Highly recommend the skull cap. It makes wearing a helmet much more comfortable. You can't go wrong with a good skull cap and a good helmet when you're riding your motorcycle. These are my gloves. On the right is a pair of Alpine Star gloves. Those were the first gloves I bought. I found that once it started to get warm, those gloves didn't have much ventilation, so my hands were getting kind of hot. And New Enough ran a sale on these Army gloves. Is what I think of. I forget who makes them. It's Power Trip. These have better armor in the knuckles and the fingers, and they're kind of more of a mesh material, so you get a little bit more airflow through these Army gloves. So I've been wearing the Army gloves all summer, and I'm pretty happy with them. If it's really, really hot, I'll sometimes break down and wear my Air Force Nomex gloves, which are flying gloves and really don't offer any padding, but they're very, very cool. So, you know, if I'm going on a long trip and it's hot, which I don't try not to do, but if I were, I'd be tempted to wear these and give up the padding to have a little bit more cooling on my hands. This is a Joe Rocket mesh jacket. It's the jacket has the mesh material. It's virtually transparent to wind. Wind will go right through it. So it's really nice for the hot Texas weather. It's got European CE approved armor in the shoulder and elbows. It has a pad in the back. They make a CE approved pad for $90. That's an option. However, I found out I can get something that'll work that's also CE approved for $25 from a company called Cycleport. So I'm going to replace the back pad with true armor. I've made some mods to this jacket. I put some Velcro on so I could put my old Air Force Navigator wings on it, so people, the ambulance crew will know who I am. I put flags on the sleeves, took the Joe Rocket logos off, put on flags. I had it altered. I had the sleeves shortened a little bit because I had to buy a slightly chubbier jacket because I'm a chubbier person. That, as typical with me, it comes out with the sleeves too long. So I know a seamstress here in Austin who's great, and she moved the whole zipper assembly. You can see these zippers here. Up an inch and a half or so to make it fit better. Did a super job of that. You never know it. It's got some other interesting things. This little button here is so you can put a iPod in a little pocket it's got in here and run the wire through there if you want to. And it also has a pocket here to put your face shield in. I've never used it, but it's there if you want to use it. Pretty good jacket for the money. It was $90 for the jacket from New Enough in Texas, and about I think $75 or so to have it altered to fit me. You also get a liner so to windproof it and waterproof it a little bit. So I've worn this down to about 45 with reasonable comfort. Below that I think you'd need something a little more solid. Now what else do I have? Now I wear something that I've never seen anybody else wear on the street, and that is these motocross knee protectors. These are actually made by Alpinestar. They're for really off-road riding. They strap onto your knees with these Velcro straps. Well, my knees are not very good to begin with. I even got a little bit of VA disability because of knee injuries I had in the service. So I'm real sensitive about my knees. So I wear these strapped over my pants, and I look like a dork, but I feel like I'd rather that hit the asphalt than my kneecap directly. I'm fixing to order some Cycleport Motoport Kevlar overpants that are overpants you zip on over your regular clothes. They're made of Kevlar and have high quality armor all built into them. Those are about $350 to $400 and require several weeks wait to have made, but I'm going to go with those. But until then I have these, and I recommend them. I've never seen anybody else doing it, but I think it's a good idea. That's pretty much my riding gear on my bike. I hope this was helpful to somebody. Thank you. This is Jim, and I live in Texas.